Yo, 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 yo. Hey, y'all, what's up? I am coming in to talk to you guys a bit more seriously, a bit more poignantly, a bit more directly about have you or have you not been using Claude Code Opus 4.5? There's either a yes or there's a no. And if you are in the no, you need to make it a yes and start using it today so you can get a leg up on your life. Every day I go to the terminal, I use Claude Code. I do not write any code anymore on my own. I love life much more now that I'm in this space of not having to arduously write these functions that I could literally just generate with the language I grew up talking with. It is that easy today. What comes in handy is just learning the basics and the fundamentals of the structure of how a code base is put together. And, well, you guessed it. Just ask Claude Code to teach you, to outline it, to explain it in a simpler way, and then create a markdown file or a Word doc or a .txt file that explains it, right? And then you could use another system to read that to you. So then you're just passively walking around doing the dishes while you're learning something that is going to push you further. So this is something that is really, 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 really important right now, and I am gaining so much knowledge from it. So I would love for anyone else who might be using Claude Code, or maybe you have no idea what it is, I would love for you to leave a comment down below and let me know if you would like to have a session. I will copy and paste a link for you to sign up and put time on my calendar, but I'll wait for you to request it. So if you request it, I'll give you the link. If not, no worries. But I am more than happy to link up with you and talk with you more about how you could be using these systems to better your own life. And the first conversation we have, that would be totally off the books, just totally free. This is just an information grab for you guys. Like, I want to provide information, and I'll give more walkthrough tutorials here, but I really just want to talk a little bit more openly and just be a bit more candid in these discussions, at least. Just talking about what Claude Code is and what it can do. For instance, I was able to write a complete, law book for a new lawyer that, instead of going to school, you may or may not know, but there are paths that you can take to practice law without actually going to law school. It's crazy, right? You always thought you had to pass the bar and do all these things. You actually don't have to do that. There are particular states that you can work in, and particular departments of law in your own practice. And I actually haven't read the book yet. I just wrote it, right? But that's crazy to be able to talk something into existence that you are an author of, while, whether or not you go and try to monetize the book. But I have this literature that I can now read and I can learn from, or I can flip through when I need to recall a particular important piece of information that might relate to a particular case that you have coming up, or just guidelines on how to get your business started as a lawyer, how to be a lawyer without going to law school. I mean, that's a feat in itself. That could be an entire book alone. But those are just chapters within this entire a law single source of truth, right? So super duper excited about the possibilities of life right now in totality. And the reason I am as excited as I am is because these systems have gotten so good at understanding what I want personally, and being able to, do things like this. I'm generating a thumbnail for a YouTube video, and it gave me this one. I didn't really like it. It gave me this one, and it was a little wordy. So then I was like, okay, just give me the words automate YouTube, and then boom, it gave me the words automate YouTube. And I recently had colored text like that. So maybe can we please change the text of automate YouTube to a fiery neon purple instead of this sort of molten fire lava look that we got going on right now. Might be a little wordy. No worries, right? So yeah, we can send that off, and then it's going to generate a new image for us. But that's just exactly it. Like, I'm sitting here talking to you while I have a system that's working, and it's not even set up. It's not even as frictionless as it should be, right? I should have the whole system set up to where it's giving me like a whole bunch of different versions of this particular image, so that I can really pick the best one, maybe 5 different versions with a few different types of text, 2 different words, right? Don't make it super wordy on the thumbnail. Keep it kind of vertically centered so it doesn't get cut off at the top or the bottom. Certain guidelines like that. And you can contextually engineer these systems in ways that are just truly incredible now, guys. And it's getting me out of poverty, like extreme poverty. I'm using the last bit of savings that I have to develop these systems for myself to keep me and my family afloat. And that's really the kicker here. Like, for instance, this is my app that I'm building. And one of the things about this is that there is a way that you can get in here and look at these particular bank transactions and spending analytics and that kind of stuff that helps you understand, like, how much am I actually spending per day? What do I need to make to make sure I'm not going to spend that much more money anymore, or spend less money over time versus more. So there's just a lot to go into, but the core part of this is the fact that we can create with the language we grew up using. That is just completely bonkers. Like, it just blows my mind. So, for instance, right now I'm going to go back to my view. So I just said, please lower the text on the image a little so it doesn't get cut off at the top when I upload it. So it's, again, like we're editing this image while I'm sitting here talking to you. And it's just truly amazing, truly amazing. So please feel free to comment down below and let me know that you do want to have a one-on-one session with me. We can have a 30-minute session, totally off the books, totally free. Your time is not free, so it's just your time. And I'd love to show you more about the app that I'm building too, if you are interested in being one of the alpha beta testers. And that would also be free to you. And the only thing that I would ask is just provide me with information about your experience so that I can make the app better. It's going to officially release in the next couple of weeks to a month. It's going to be rolling out in a much bigger, more intentional way. So I'd encourage you to jump in now while it is free to you to use. And who knows, maybe if you can provide me with enough feedback, I'll continue making it free for you, right? Because your feedback is feedback for me, and that is pushing my app further. So it would be a mutually beneficial relationship. So yeah, it's a different time than when I got let go at Amazon, and was that 2023? 2023? That's crazy. I think so. Wow. Yeah, I mean, like, time is just flying, it feels like. Like, what I was making then, I was generating HTML pages, like JavaScript HTML pages, like one shot for my friends. And I wasn't really editing things too much. I definitely did not have a save, checkpoint save workflow like I do now. And I wonder if I had this workflow then, I probably would have made it pretty far. So, which makes me think, like, how far other people who already had the workflow implemented are now. Which, I mean, I guess you can see all the front runners in the development space, of course. So I guess that's the answer. But it's just magnificent what we can do today. Think of the most impossible idea and find it to be much more possible than you initially thought. Using an intelligent system, whether you have thousands of people that you can summarize and synthesize data from manually with your own mind and just conversations. If you could have 1,000 talks a day, you are already on some sort of superhuman level, then more power to you, right? But these systems help me become much more of a superhuman. So it is has been truly beneficial for me, and I'd love to see how it works ultimately for you guys. So thank you so much for chiming in and hanging here for a little bit and learning a little bit about what I got going on. But if any of this interests you, again, comment down below. Let's have a session, and I'll send you a link to my calendar, and we can put some time down. All right, y'all. Appreciate you. Bye for now.